Greetings and welcome to the AYCG Moviecast starring Tony Korkanakis,
Yo, yo, yo. Happy New
Mike
Year.
Sanity,
What's up?
and your host tonight, Corey Feinsod. Jim is not here for the last podcast of the year. He's got some other things going on tonight, but
Yeah.
we're holding down the fort. Gonna give you another episode because that's what we do.
Yeah,
Consistency. That's
Yep.
what it's
right
about.
here in that weird time
So,
between Christmas and New Year's.
exactly. And this is the movie cast. So smash that like button, hit that subscribe, come
Smash
and
them all.
chat with us,
Yeah.
and see how it goes. This is like I said, last episode of the year, so it's gonna be a little light on news, but we got some stuff for you tonight. So let's start it off with what we've been up to. Mike, have you watched anything in the last week?
No, no, I have not.
Okay, I figured as much. I will go next because I have watched a few things. I think
Oh.
Tony's watched something maybe that we could talk about together. But I do want to start out with on Friday, Puss in Boots came out, and my boys are pretty big fans of Shrek, and
Okay.
they remember Puss from Shrek. So I was like, "Oh,
Hmm.
you want to see this movie?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, let's go see the movie." And I have to say, it's a very good family film that's got things
Hmm.
for adults, things for kids, and it's actually a little scary too. Like the if you've seen the trailers for it, there's a big bad wolf character,
Hmm.
and when he comes on screen, every time he comes on screen, before he does, there's like a whistling like musical note that happens, and so you hear that. And they make it like they
Hmm.
do the whole zoom out, zoom in thing with Puss, and he gets the hair tingling on his neck, and so it was actually I was like a little worried. I was like, oh, this is kind of creepy and scary. And the whole concept is Puss has like 9 lives. He's a cat, but he's on his last life. And now the big bad wolf is coming for his last life, and he's now afraid to be the swashbuckling adventurer
Right.
Puss that he is in the previous movies. And so he's trying to find the wishing star to get his 9 lives back. And how he's such a selfish character and things like that, and he has no friends even though he's so popular. That kind of whole, story and well,
Comeuppance almost.
right, exactly. And then, it's the friends along the way and how much your life is worth. Like it's that whole
Yeah.
thing. So the arc is
That's
really
pretty
good.
serious for a kid's
It
family
is.
movie. Yeah.
And I have to say the side characters are a lot of fun. Like Goldilocks and the Three Bears is in this,
Oh,
and
okay.
they are fantastic. Some of my favorite characters in this and so um I was very impressed. And the art style is not your traditional like 3D animated,
Oh,
Toy Story, Pixar.
yeah.
It is 3D animated, but it's got like this like painter's artist like touch to it where certain aspects are almost like painted
Like
look to
stroked,
it.
right?
Yeah, and it's really neat. Like there's a moment where two characters are rushing at each other, and it's like this anime zooming effect, but it's much more artistically drawn and has a more watercolor almost aspect to it, which
Okay.
I really appreciated. I
Hmm.
thought that was a really cool touch. It reminded me a little bit of Spider-Man, how
Yeah, I was about to
they
say
changed,
Spider-Verse.
yes, but
Yeah.
in the Spider-Verse, yeah, how they changed animation and your perception of what 3D animation can look like. So
Right.
highly
That's cool.
recommend for anyone that likes a good adventure story and
Yeah. I mean, I always like the
a
Shrek
comeback
movies,
story. Yeah.
What
No, and it's got some of that humor, but it's
when
more adult, I would say,
When
than
was the last movie in the Shrek universe then? Was it Shrek 3 or is there something else
I
after?
think I thought there was like a fourth one. I don't know. I just remember
I know.
like that year of the thirds. Remember you had Check 3, Pirates 3.
Oh, yeah,
You had
yeah, yeah.
all
One of
those
those three.
threes
Was
coming
this
out.
the first spinoff? I had a feeling there was another spinoff before.
No,
No?
there's been Puss in Boots stuff. I think there might have been like a straight to video
Yeah,
movie or a TV
I kind
show
of
or something.
I was thinking,
There's
hasn't this
definitely
happened
stuff on
already?
Netflix.
There was Shrek Forever After. I don't even know what the hell
Oh,
that is.
forever. Yeah, that makes sense.
What the hell? And then
I don't
spin-offs.
even know if I've seen all of the second one.
Puss in Boots was 2011. That was the last
Ah,
spin-off. So it's been
okay. So yeah,
11
this
years.
is
Damn. Okay.
yeah. No, and it's cool because it does kind of take him at the tail end of his life, like
Haha.
after
The
his
tail end.
swashbuckling. Exactly.
Yeah. That's
So
cool.
yeah, that was really good. But the other thing I wanted to talk about that I watched was Glass Onion. Tony, did
I
you
did
watch?
not get a chance this week. Dude, I was so busy.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
There
That's
was one
fair.
day opportunity, but I was like on a really hot streak in something I'll talk about on the Gamecast.
Okay. Nice.
But this week
No,
for sure.
Glass Onion. The first Knives Out movie was a fantastic murder mystery. Really, like, even after multiple views, you're still like finding new things, which
Yeah.
is really neat. And so Glass Onion kind of does the same thing. It subverts your expectations. But what is crazy is like you kind of know what's like
What's gonna
you feel in your heart of hearts you
your
know
hard, yeah.
what's going on here. But then it does all these things to kind of like throw you off or to make you second guess yourself
man.
or to just like be a little more clever and like to make you think things. And there's a moment in this I love, like, Blanc is the detective. There's like this monologue part he does, which is so funny. Like I was like, it was so hilarious. Like, and I don't want to spoil this, so I'm not gonna say anything, but I could really see this character being like a franchise where
I really hope so.
he's just plopped into like all these different films and almost like a Sherlock Holmes-esque, different stories, different settings.
It's interesting you talked about that because I was just reading, not really news, but what's his name?
Brian Johnson?
Yeah, Brian Johnson was saying how he kind of hated how he was forced to use the title Knives Out, Glass Onion or something like that because it has nothing to do with
Knives Out Tale or something,
right?
Like a Knives Out story or whatever it is,
right? And he was saying like I wanted it just to be called Glass Onion, but he understands like the business aspect. They want to be able to people to recognize like Knives Out 2 or something like that,
right?
But he wanted it to be like the I think Agatha Christie books or whatever like that, or I guess like Sherlock, where it's just kind of like all different titles and stuff like that. So. And this thread I was in, people were talking about, you should have just said like the Chronicles of Blanc or whatever, stuff like that. So maybe by the third one because
they'll do that. Yeah,
it seems like the second
because
like
I mean, it's not like what was it? Dan Brown stories with his guy, Angels and Demons and Da Vinci Code. They don't tie into any similar naming structure, but it's the same character. Was it Landon or something? London, something like that, but. Yeah, like for this, I was very impressed.
They normally do the author's name they throw in there, like Agatha Christie's or
Tom
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's. Yeah.
So you liked it though?
Yeah, so I liked it.
Better.
There's a recency bias, like what's great. It's funny is like I watched Glass Onion. I was like, all right, I have to watch Knives Out now. So I watched it like right afterwards, and I was like, they're both so good and they're both so different, which is neat. Even though they're, doing similar things, they're different enough that I think that it's hard to just say like one's better than the other. Right. But if I was gonna say only can watch one, I think Knives Out would be the one I would
edges out a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
Maybe because it's more
the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was newer, more exciting, more nostalgia factor. I don't know what it is, but it was good. I think. This one though is very clever. There's a lot of things that are, misdirects and things that are trying to, trying to get you to look over here while stuff is happening over here, and then
I love that.
The whole reveal at the end, you're like, oh man, you got me, you got me to go this way, and then I was supposed to look that way.
Yeah.
And I like how they in universe they kind of do that a little bit where they talk about that and they lay groundwork throughout the whole movie for stuff, which is always fun. Always have a good payoff of everything you've seen. You're like, why is this being mentioned? Who cares about that? Like, and then like revisiting those scenes later to like make you realize what was actually going on. I like that. Kind of like the Knives Out, the original one, where it's, you go and get parts of scenes, and then you're getting more of the scene, and then you get the full picture of the scene. So, yeah, highly recommend. Like I said, I would love to see Blanc in more stories. Just great character, and he does that.
In that same
accent so well. So.
Yeah, the southern drawl.
Yeah,
he's talking like he has molasses in his mouth.
Yeah, the whole foghorn leghorn.
Yeah. It is funny because he was mentioning though, he's like, as long as they keep wanting me to do this and Daniel Craig wants to do it, I'll be able to do these. So. Looking forward to that. Cool.
Well, what about you, Tony? Have you watched anything on some anime? I caught up with anime as well. But...
Yeah, the weekly anime, Gundam. I'm kind of upset because the Gundam series fell unfortunately on like the string of like they had to take like a 2-week break or like skip 1 week, and then they had an episode, and now they're skipping another week because it falls on New Year's, and it's interrupted by New Year's coverage and stuff like that. So I gotta wait another 2 weeks, and like this most recent episode kind of like built up to something happening. I was like, oh, okay, and it's like credits. I was like, damn it, now I gotta wait 2 weeks. So I'm upset there. But Christmas related, had a relative over. She was checking through the various movies and whatnot, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation showed up. And she's like, oh, I've never seen this. And she's, my aunt's an older woman. So I was like, really? Like, this is popular back in the day. And I've seen it, like, as a kid and stuff like that. So she put it on. I watched it with her. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. And it is weird. I don't think it ages well in terms of, like, watching it with, like, a 2022 mindset. There's definitely a lot of, like... things
aren't as PC as they are.
I mean, Chevy Chase is apparently a piece of shit now. I don't know. But even his character in the movie is kind of like, you're a little lecherous, and there's like these 2 sequences where it's like blatantly he's just like lusting to cheat on his wife or something like that. I'm just like, how is this family? How was this PG-13? Because like, I'm pretty sure you see a little bare boob, but 1980s were different, I guess.
It was the early days of the rating.
Yeah, exactly. They pushed those ratings. But other than that, like the theme of like Christmas is still there, and the slapstick, comedy is still there. He does do a good job of acting like somebody who is suffering, every other scene basically, and getting beaten up and whatnot. So that was all right, but I think you go without watching it for another decade or so.
Yeah, no, it's hard to go back to someone. It's interesting because a lot of those types of movies they don't make them anymore. They don't have some of that slapstick comedy.
Yeah, I want to say like that kind of really died with Farley. I feel like he was the last true, physical comedian that did movies and stuff like that. Like we've had other comedians, obviously. I mean, I guess what's his name? Will Ferrell does it a little bit in some of his movies, but it's not as...
Yeah, he's more kind of like annoying type style, like not necessarily physical, more just like doing annoying things.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you have different types of comedians, and like Adam Sandler's been so successful making these like $50 million films that are super shitty, but find an audience that will like double its money.
Props to him. I can't hate on him for that because
Adam Sandler is the Tyler Perry of white people.
Yeah, I mean, he's this money. He just makes so much money from these movies because they're so cheap, and like people just like they're just kind of mindless. So,
and that's what it is. It's like it's almost like the indies of movies. It's like just above the threshold for like true horror indie, startup.
Right. Yep.
Like that.
Yeah, they're just they're sort of throwbacks. Like the Adam Sandler humor is a little bit back to those Farley days. A little bit Farley used to be in his movies back when he was around.
Yeah, and like Billy Madison, he was like nailing kids with like dodgeballs, like
beautiful
kids. So there's definitely different times. All right, guys. So that's what we've been up to. Let's move into some movie news. So starting off with we didn't even get into the box office. I don't know if it really matters too much. We kind of look at that because some of the news ties into that with the box office. And so let's see how it went, because I know Puss in Boots will open this weekend, so let's check it out, because I felt like...
This is what, week 2 for Avatar?
Week 2. Yeah.
Week 2.
Okay, so this is pretty much, will this have legs or not? So let's see.
It's doing well. It's doing well.
Do you have the box office somewhere?
I can pull it up.
Thanks. I was looking for it, but it's not. I don't know how to navigate IMDb anymore. So
yeah, no,
it's just low on the homepage.
Bottom.
You have to like scroll at the bottom.
So. Let's see. This Christmas. This is from Box Office Mojo. This Christmas weekend box office looked a lot like last year's, with mega blockbuster Spider-Man: No Way Home, then Avatar: The Way of Water Now leading the way. A modest grossing 2 in second place, Sing 2, and then this year Puss in Boots. and a slew of other contenders. Blah 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 blah. With the Storm Elliott that affected, a lot of moviegoing, plus Christmas Eve affecting it. The numbers could improve with actuals, but weekend is estimated 82.8 for Avatar 2. Which
a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, a lot better.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. That's the total box list. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Got ahead of myself. James Cameron's epic sci-fi... Didn't read the second paragraph yet. Mm-hmm. James Cameron's epic sci-fi sequel brought in $56 million this weekend.
That's more like what I thought.
Yeah, drop of 58%, which is decent actually. I was expecting more than 60. And including Monday estimates, it grossed $82 million for the 4-day, bringing the cum to $280 million after 11 days. That's the fourth best 11-day cum of the year, behind Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and Top Gun: Maverick. The Way of Water may pull ahead of those two MCU films in the coming week, though catching up to Maverick is more of a long shot. By its 11th day, Avatar is at 237, blah, blah, blah.
The length of it.
Yeah. And that's pretty much, what I'm saying.
I have to say, I'm still surprised at how well, from what I expected, not what necessarily they wanted, but from what I expected Avatar to do, it's beyond what I thought. I
didn't think people were going to care about this at all, but...
Mm-hmm.
I think these numbers relative to what they did the first time are pretty, it does show people don't care as much, but it's still enough.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, so first bit of news is that The Way of the Water, which is Avatar's sequel's name, or subtitle, passed $900 million worldwide.
Yeah, it's going to be $1 billion by this weekend.
Which is, I don't understand. I don't get it, but... Yeah, no, it's James Cameron. He just makes movies and it's not gonna make money, but it's making a lot more. It's gotten a lot closer to pulling even.
There's a fair amount of marketing behind this for sure. I guess it's been long enough ago where people might miss the first one. I don't, because I thought it was
that's the tricky part. Is like
pretty by the numbers, but it's not so long ago that like everyone is aged out completely. It's been like 12 years, which means it's like you could have been a little kid and now you're in your 20s, or you're a teenager, now you're almost 30. It's not that big of a gap. I mean, it's big if you're like a kid, but a lot of the same people could kind of still watch it, I would think.
No, one of my coworkers was saying he's a huge Cameron fan, so he just went to see it because it was James Cameron. And he said it was actually
kind
really
of weird.
Good. So
I don't know how many. I mean, people know his name, but I can't imagine.
Now he has his fan base.
I guess.
I'm very impressed with how well it's actually performing, considering it's over 3 hours, and it's a sequel that's been people forgot about. Like I said, like it's a thin line of, we saw The Incredibles, right? How poorly that kind of did in the retrospect of how far it was from when the original came out, and then also taking place immediately after the original film. So it's like you don't necessarily know. And then Puss in Boots I thought was great for what it was, and it kind of used that time between to influence the story a little bit. So I thought that was good. And here, I guess it does that as well. It seems like there's a full-grown daughter almost, or child.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I haven't seen it. I don't know. I'm assuming you guys haven't seen.
I'm gonna wait, if ever, because
no.
Avatar.
Although
did not.
Yeah. So all right. Well, what did Puss in Boots do, by the way? Did you have that? Just curious.
Let me see. Weekend. Puss in Boots did. Total is 18.5. So.
Okay.
Kind of low, but I mean, we'll see how the.
It's unfortunate. I would have hoped it got bigger, but like you said, holiday weekend, and it's that storm.
The storm, Elliot.
I think that was the biggest thing for sure.
Yeah, we'll see how it does, but I think it's maybe one of those things that I don't know. I think maybe with animation, people like you really need to come out a lot faster, and we said that about even like Lego Movie 2, and I was a big fan of Lego Movie 1, but.
Oh yeah.
By the time Lego Movie 2, I was kind of like, okay, like I saw it, but just
exactly.
I think you need to hit while the iron's still hot, on that kind of thing.
Movies always take forever, though. Like the Toy Story gaps you get.
Let's let's move into more. I mean, Avatar is part of the Disney world, but Star Wars.
Everything is.
The Ahsoka show. Apparently, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is playing Hera from Rebels. Hera Syndulla, I guess.
Sure.
So she's gonna be in it, which is pretty cool. I like the actress, so we'll see. I know I'm very skeptical of this show. Like, I've just not been that impressed with Ahsoka stuff after Clone Wars. So we'll see.
You didn't like her Mandalorian appearance?
No, I mean,
I liked it, but this falls back into the camp of me like hating on Star Wars, where it relies on guest appearances to like really
we're getting Ahsoka, stuff. Cool.
It's we're getting Boba Fett, cool. Oh, Luke Skywalker, cool. All these characters that refuse to fucking die. So,
yeah, no, that's where I'm at. I'm so optimistically whatever. I don't know. I can't get excited for it until
exactly. I can't. No. Like ask me like 5 years ago, I would have been excited. But,
yeah, definitely.
Mandalorian. That is the show I'm definitely watching. Well, I did say I was going to watch Andor, so probably.
At least Andor sounds like something different.
Yeah, so. Well, which is what I want. Something different.
Exactly.
Not fucking Jedi wizards all the time.
But speaking of more of the same stuff, but more exciting, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman is coming back, which we've learned before, and
we've confirmed, yeah.
Yep. And now there's reports that it's going to involve time travel, and it will not devalue his Logan ending, which I mean I think is kind of obvious. They don't want to.
I thought
on that.
Logan was a flash forward anyway. So I don't even know why you need to explicitly go with the time travel route, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I really thought it was going to be like the variant thing.
Well, now they're also saying that. Well, Hugh is saying that he's not 100% on giving up the role somehow or whatever. He's like, I take these one at a time or something. I'm like, dude, you had a good run. Like, you've had a great run, like 20 years or something. But fucking step down, man. Just do it. Like, it's
gotta hand off the
gotta hand it on. Or he's got to be okay with like a younger Wolverine. Like, if he wants to be old man Logan in the MCU, okay, that's fine. But don't let that stop.
I do want to see a new Wolverine actor in the fold soon, and I'd love to see mutants come in a little bit more than they have been. We got teases, and
this shit takes forever. They plan so far ahead.
Yeah,
it's just maybe next phase. I don't know, man.
These phases are coming hot and heavy too. Like they're fast.
Well, yeah, this phase. Well, yeah, because not much happened this last one, but whatever.
And then we have Daredevil Born Again will be filming throughout all of 2023, apparently. This is according to Charlie Cox.
I gotta say, I like Charlie Cox. I like his Daredevil. I think he needs to talk less. He's saying some he's like contradicting himself now here and there, or like showing that he doesn't fully understand what they're going for. It seems like half the time.
Well, apparently it's going to start filming in February, and he was told that it'd be all starting in February and ending in December. The film process.
Crazy. For a TV series, that's crazy.
Well, apparently there's like 18 episodes or something.
Yeah, that's what they did say.
It's a longer season, and if they are doing it week to week, potentially you might have like
it's old school TV.
Filmed. Yeah, I mean, as other episodes are being released, who knows? I don't necessarily know, but you'd assume everything would be sorted out.
Yeah. And part of what he said was like, I have no idea why we have that many episodes, but I'm excited to see it. It's like, okay.
And he's also talking about trying to make it more accessible to a wider audience as well, because the Netflix shows are a lot darker. They want to lighten up this, which now it's under Disney proper. I assume that would happen.
But then they also said that it was going to be, TVMA, and he's like, oh, okay. So again, like
any actor, I just take a grain of salt with what they're saying because they don't know. They don't know everything.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see.
So, just slow down.
I do think the show will be
let it happen.
But I'm excited that we're getting both Karen and Foggy back, though. So that's good.
Yeah.
And finally, in our news, we have Black Adam reshoots cost $70 million. So there's no way this movie is gonna make money. Which,
but The Rock talks to the financiers.
I mean, it was like some meme saying how like they did how The Rock's like, oh, so we're gonna get Superman in this movie, and the DC execs like, no, it doesn't matter what The Rock says. Yeah, no, I mean, The Rock says whatever he wants, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
It doesn't mean that's what Warner Brothers wants, and fortunately, Henry have a left Witcher for it, so.
And like,
oh, maybe not.
And then now there's also reports or rumors that this whole, oh, I'm not going to be Superman, and Gunn is saying he's not going to be Superman, are kind of like
not true either.
Yeah,
they're just like, because again, they both said, even with The Rock, they're like, oh, we'll keep it open for future projecs. So
right.
And now people are like, oh, maybe it's an Elseworld sort of, something. So again, I just the whole thing just makes me want to just not pay attention to any of it in any way.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sick of anything The Rock is saying right now about DC and then Black Adam, because
I'm so happy.
I mean, at least I understand his fucking motivation. He wanted to get something going with an established character and himself. And I have no problem. He's very transparent with him. That's fine. At least he wanted to get something going. Here, with everything else, I just don't know if it's real. So
he wanted The Rock.
Now, The Rock is an idiot, but that's fine. Like, at least I know where he's coming from. Everyone else is just lying, I feel like.
Well, so. I mean, he's also not telling truths because he's just saying whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So who knows what actually...
I mean, just the fact that he refused to appear in Shazam 1 or 2.
I don't even know if that's real. I don't think that was real either.
Absolutely, it's true. 100%.
I mean, why wouldn't you if you're Black Adam? Like, why wouldn't you just make a quick appearance?
Like, I'm pretty sure the Shazam director even came out and said they talked to the Rock Studio, whatever it's called. And
all got debunked.
This one didn't.
See, I don't believe any of it now at this point.
You don't have to believe it. It's the truth. No. You don't have to believe in the sun and the stars.
Who knows, though? Yeah, who knows? But yeah, so
I'm just happy because now we just don't have to hear from The Rock for a while because he's got.
Hopefully, he's got plenty of stuff he can talk about. So hopefully,
there's no other movies coming out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He was talking a whole bunch of stuff, and nothing mattered. So that's what I'm saying. He's gonna find a way to get himself into the conversation.
I mean, I'm sure he will try, but there's no product for him to sell us right now. And like the thing is, even in his Instagram post where he was like saying the diatribe of like, he's not going to be reprising Black Adam in the new James Gunn verse, he even ended his post with like, happy holidays. Now I need a glass of his fucking tequila or whatever alcohol company he owns or something like that.
Right.
I'm like, goddamn, dude, like, you are grifting 100% of the time. Like, there's nothing wrong with being like selling yourself and selling your product, but like all the time, like take a break, man. You don't have to advertise yourself, your brand every waking moment, every single fucking post.
That's what he does, and that's why I think he's gonna find a way to wiggle his brand into anything that comes out. So
I did read this interesting debate on Reddit where people were talking about like, well, who really won between Rock and John Cena as an actor? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like John Cena, I think John Cena knows what he is, doesn't step over his boundaries. You never hear anything about causing like drama or his personality being off-putting to the other actors or anything like that. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I think John Cena won that one.
Financially, The Rock.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's ridiculous. One guy is like one of the biggest movie stars like around, and John Cena's been in like 2 things and acted silly.
I think John Cena's building his brand too, though. So like I could see him. I could see him doing really well. But as far as financially goes, The Rock is definitely.
No. I mean, The Rock has had a bigger.
But yeah, I mean, if you burn bridges as you go, it's not going to help. Exactly. So. All right, guys, that will do it for the Moviecast, the last one of 2022. The next time you see us, we will be in the new year, 2023. We will have some of our best ofs coming up in the next few weeks, so look forward to that. But again, if you're here now, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Love to hear from you at allyoucangeek@gmail.net or .com. I don't know why I said .net. I mixed up our old domain there, but email us at allyoucangeek@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, the after, all the podcasting places you can probably find us. So check us out there, and we will see you next year.